Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Murdoku and today we're going to play Minigolf. So this is a hard level and we have a 10 by 10 grid and 10 suspects. That includes the victim. And it seems like we have two general clues. So the first one says there was exactly one person beside a table and there was exactly one person beside a barrel. Okay, so we have a table in the walkway and a table in the entrance. And then we have two barrels in the barrels. Okay. Okay, so starting with Albert, he was exactly one row south of someone on a flag. Okay, so there's someone on a flag and Albert is one row south of that person. So if someone is here, then Albert will be on this row. And if someone is on this flag, then Albert will be here and here. If someone is on this flag. Okay, so Burma, she was sitting in a chair. Okay, so we have three chairs. And then Craig, he was not in a corner. So there are a lot of possible locations for Craig, so we're not gonna mark that. Duncan, he was the only person on a path tile. Okay, so okay, and he's the only person on a path tile, so we can remove Albert from those other places. And then we have Eliana. She was on a sand tile. Okay, so we have six possible places for Eliana. Faith, she was alone. Okay, so we'll go back to her later. Jeannie, she was in the top row. Okay, so she was in the top row. So that means Duncan cannot be there because Jeannie will occupy that. And then we have Hugo. He was beside some flowers. Okay, so he can be here, here, or here, right? And he can't be here because Duncan was the only person on a path type. Okay, well that means Jeannie cannot be here as well at the top. So I think we can um cross it out since Jeannie will be on this row, but she cannot be on the path tile. Okay. And then we have Idril. She was alone on the desert with someone. Okay, so she's in the desert alone with someone. Okay, wait. So Idril will be alone with Jeannie because these are the only possible locations for Jeannie. It's in the desert. So she's alone with Idril. Okay, so I think we can remove all the other people that we've marked here. Okay, so Eliana will be in the barrels here. These are the only two options left. Okay, so that means Eliana will be occupying this row, right? So I'm going to cross it out. So that flag, so this flag is canceled. So Albert cannot be here as well. Okay, so we have two possible flags left. This one and this one. Okay, and then we have the victim. Valeria, she was alone with the murderer. Okay. Okay, so someone is on the flag. There's also someone beside the table and someone beside the barrel. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So where do we start? um okay, let's try. Since we don't have a lot of really um huge clues, I think we need to do the process of elimination for this one. Okay. So, okay, now I'm just noticing Burma, the possible locations for her are the same with Albert, which is below the flag. So, if Burma is on this chair, it will force Albert on this bottom row, and then someone will be on the flag, right? And if that is the case, so if Burma is here, someone will be here, and then Albert will be on the bottom row. Okay, but if Burma is on one of these chairs, then someone will be on this flag. Okay, if someone is on this flag, that would be Idril, because she's the only one that can be on this flag. And then Albert will be somewhere here. Okay, so okay, so okay, not much there. I think we need to identify the possible. Okay, I have one possible person beside the table, and that's Duncan here currently. Well, if Duncan is here though, that means Burma will be here on this chair, and then someone will be on this flag, and Albert will be here because it will cancel this flag, right? Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's try to identify which could be beside the barrel because I don't have anyone there yet. So it can't be Albert, it can't be Burma. Craig, it could be Craig, but only on these two possible occasions because he cannot be in the corner. But if that's the case, then these two columns will be locked in for Craig and Eliana. And if that's the case as well, it's on the same column where these two chairs at the bottom are. If that is the case, then Burma will be forced here. And then someone will be on this flag, and then Albert will be on the bottom row. If that's the case. Okay, who else can be beside the barrel? Duncan can't be. It's not Eliana. Faith, she was alone. So since we know that Eliana is on this area, so it cannot be Faith. Jeannie was in the top row, Hugo was beside the flowers, and Adriel was in the desert. The only other option we have is the victim. The victim can be beside a barrel. But the thing is, we don't usually include the victim in the deductions, right? But I'm not sure with this situation. It could be the victim. For Craig, there's a lot of other possible areas or locations that he can be in. Yeah. Okay. How about this flag? Who can be on this flag? Definitely not Albert. Yeah, because if the flag is here on the top, that would be Idril, right? But for this flag at the bottom, who could it be? It's not Burma. It could be Craig also because this is not a corner. It's not Duncan. It's not Eliana. It could be Faith. But if Faith is here, then Albert will be on the other available options in the bottom row because she's alone. Not Jeannie, not Hugo, not Idril. Again, the victim. Why do I keep on thinking about the victim? It could be the victim also, actually. Okay, who else is very limited? Okay, Hugo. So for Hugo, currently we have three possible places for him. So if Hugo is here, it will cancel out the flag. If Hugo is here, oh, it will cancel out this row, and Burma will be forced here. Oh wait, if Burma is here and Hugo is here, Idril will be forced here. And that will also cancel out the flag. It will also cancel out the flag. Okay, so Hugo cannot be here. Oh, oops. Hugo cannot be there. Okay, but if Hugo is here, not much happens. It doesn't affect a lot of things. If Hugo is here, it will cancel out this chair. So that means Burma will be here. Oh wait, but also it will cancel out this flag. Okay, if Hugo is here, yeah, it will cancel out this flag. And since Hugo is here, Albert cannot be here below someone on this flag. So Hugo cannot be here as well. Okay, I think Hugo is locked in here, in this spot. Right? Okay, I'm going to place him here. Okay, 14 minutes in. Finally, we were able to place someone. Okay, Hugo is there. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, so there are two places left for the barrel. So there are two locations left beside the barrel, I mean. But it is not yet locked in. We're not 100% sure yet. Who could it be? Okay, wait. Wait. So Eliana is either here or here. And then someone. Okay, if Eliana is here, someone will be here beside the barrel. And then someone will be here beside the table. If Eliana is here, actually, it could also be here, right? No? Yeah, possibly. But if Eliana is here, okay, if Eliana is here, wait, so these three columns, one, two, three. These three columns are actually locked in for Eliana, someone beside the barrel, and someone beside the table. Well, that means these chairs at the bottom are cancelled out, I think. Yeah, I think so. Burma cannot be here. Okay, let me save um these three columns for Eliana, someone beside the barrel, and someone beside the table. So I'm going to exit out. So if yeah, just in case David is there. Although I'm not sure. So someone could be beside the table there. So someone can be here, here. Someone can also be here. No, I'm not sure who though. Okay. So that means Burma is here. That also means someone is on this flag, right? So Idril is not on this flag. Someone is on this flag and Albert is at the bottom row. Okay, so we have two. Wait though. But, wait. Okay, there are two columns left in the desert, but one of them will be occupied by this flag. But Jeannie and Idril will need. Okay, so is it possible that Idril is on this flag? And then Jeannie is here and someone is on this flag? Okay, so if Idril is here, yeah, well, it doesn't say that Albert was the only one row south of someone on a flag. Burma could be below someone beside a flag. But if we put Idril here, it will force Jeannie here. And then David will be here. Okay, I think that works actually. Okay, well, no one's saying that Burma cannot be one row south of someone on the another flag. Okay, so if I put Idril there and Jeannie here, the top. Okay, it will force Albert here because he cannot be here, right? Someone is here on this flag. And then Duncan is here. Okay, and then someone will be here beside this table. This is the only place left for the table. And then someone will be on this flag. And then Eliana will be here. Definitely in this spot. Okay, so someone is here. Let's remove Craig from here. Okay, so someone was in this barrel. I mean beside the barrel. because um the another person will be here beside this, um what do you call it, um the table, beside the table. But who? Okay, we have three spots left. Okay, let's X this out because we know someone is here. And let's cross this out. Okay, so someone is here, someone is here, someone's beside the barrel, someone's beside the table, and someone on the flag. And we have Craig, Faith, and the victim left. So Faith cannot be beside the barrel. Craig cannot be here as well. Okay, so the victim is with Eliana, I think. Because Faith is alone and Craig is not on a corner. Right? Okay, so um I think the victim is here. Okay, it's the first time that I'm putting the victim first. I mean, I'm not it's the first time that I'm not putting the victim last. So the victim is there and Faith was alone, so she's the one on the flag. And then Craig was not on the corner, which is beside this table with Albert. Okay, so our victim is beside the barrel with Eliana, and Eliana is our killer. I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to submit it. I hope we're correct. Okay. Okay, I got nervous for a second. Okay, well, we got it. So that's mini golf. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate your support, and leave a comment if you have any comments, suggestions, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.